Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am the budgeting esthetician, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different for today's video. What we're going to be doing today is essentially an unstuffing, but I'm going to be doing a little bit more of a simplified unstuffing here, where I'm just going to go over all of my sinking funds and bills that need to come out in depth, and then as far as my variable expenses like gas, groceries, and spending, we're just going to go over the total of everything here, kind of showing you whether I overspent, underspent, by how much, and yeah, just kind of dealing with all of that without going through each and every single time I spend from those categories. Gas and groceries, I haven't really been going through very much in depth anyways, because it's just very straightforward. And then for anybody who might be new to my channel, my spending category is basically just like my personal allowance for anything I want or need, as far as, you know, personal care, eating out, any other small, like if I want to spend some money on some budgeting supplies, you know, anything like that. It's like a personal allowance. So yeah, we'll just be doing that instead of going through each and every single transaction. I just feel like that way I'm still able to stay accountable by going over that with you guys, but not having to go through each and every single expense. And then we'll be doing a stuffing as well this video, using the bills I pull during the unstuffing portion to just stuff my expenses for the next paycheck. So my fixed and variable expenses, which is my bills, and then again these three categories: gas, groceries, and spending, just because those are guaranteed. Like, I do mix around sometimes for my variable expenses the amount I'm stuffing, but again, because I am able to be budgeting off of like my previous 2 weeks of spending, if that makes any sense, because I also, if you're new here, sorry, this intro is gonna be so messy and all over the place. I am a cashless cash stuffer, so I do everything digitally. I use this digital expense tracker here, which is from Lily Budgets, by the way, always linked down below, as well as anything else I've bought from an Etsy seller. I do all that digitally, and I keep all my money in the bank. I just have a checking account, and I have a high yield savings account. These prop bills are just used to help me visually kind of see everything, and just keeps me a little bit more engaged with my budget without having to do real cash stuffing. Anyways, all that being said, I budget my spending from the last 2 weeks, because I put all of my expenses on my credit card and then pay them off as soon as I get my paycheck. So I'm kind of able to know how much I'm going to put towards my variable expenses, but everything else, sinking funds and savings wise, because my income is variable, meaning I make different amounts every single paycheck. It's all dependent on, you know, how that pay period went, based off the title of my channel. Also, for anybody who doesn't know, I am an esthetician, so I work in a spa doing facials mainly, a little bit of waxing and body treatments and whatnot, but mainly it's facials. So my pay really depends right now on how many clients I have in a week, how well everybody's tipping me, if anybody's buying anything, all that good stuff. It really just depends. If I miss, you know, were to miss a day, obviously I'm an hourly employee, so I wouldn't get paid for that. So because that's going to be so kind of unpredictable, but to kind of still keep videos coming out every single week for you guys, and not just have 1 week where it's just an unstuffing and that's it, I was just kind of trying to think of ways that I could kind of switch things up for you guys. And again, you'll have to let me know if you like this or not. But yeah, this was kind of one of the ideas I came up with, is to stuff my expenses 1 week and then all my sinking funds and savings the next week. So since we've kind of gone over all of that, now we'll actually get started here. But first, before we start with anything, I'm going to add up everything that we're going to be unstuffing today, to make sure that once we've unstuffed everything, we have the right amount and we did everything correctly. So I'm just going to add this up with you real quick. So we went 125, 30, 50, 84, 14, 123, 40, 77. So that's all my sinking funds and bills that came out, and then 50 for gas, 200 for groceries, and 200 for spending. Oh, did I just put 500? Okay, 1,093 should be what we'll have at the end of this. I'm going to write that down to here so we can be sure that that is what we have once we're done unstuffing everything. All right. So we are actually going to start in our expenses and savings binder and start with unstuffing all of our expenses here. So let's see here. The first one I think should be student debt down here, which is my Sally Mae loan that comes out on the 13th. And for that, I should have everything in this envelope, which should be 123, 51, 22, and 3. Perfect. And then we'll check that off here on my little spreadsheets. All right, let's see. Next, insurance should be coming out today. This is for my car insurance, and that should be $77. So 20, 40, 50, 60, 570, 246, and 77. $77 for that. Coming out today. All right. Moving along, memberships. My yoga studio membership came out on the 1st, as it always does, and this should be $84 for that. 20, 40, 60, 80. Oh, and then we have the 10, 2, and 4. So this 10 is for my Planet Fitness membership, which comes out next pay period. So we're just taking this 84 for my yoga studio, and then this 10 stays in here. All right, phone bill is coming out today, which should just be this $40 that is in here right now. Perfect. And then I think last but not least, from subscriptions, I should be pulling 14 for YouTube Premium, which comes out on the 4th. So that is just 5, 10, and then we're going to do 12 and 14. Leaving 5 and 7 in there for next month. And we'll mark that off as well. It's technically $13.99, but you know, I just round. Okay, and then moving along to our variable expenses here for gas, I budgeted $50 this pay period because I did a little bit extra driving, and I actually spent $53.02, so that was $3.02 over, but we will deal with that here in a second. Groceries, I budgeted $200, and I underspent on that by $13.07, which is great, so that'll really help with that overspending here. And then spending, unfortunately, I budgeted $200 and still went over by $27.32 in there. Kind of said, I think, in my last stuffing video, but I really tend to budget myself a lot more money for spending around this time of year because I do a lot of bulk shopping, if you will, like stocking up on things when sales are happening for like Black Friday and the holidays. I will be having a sinking fund for 2024, which I'll talk about later with you guys, that will be helping me with that. But I'm just kind of cash flowing it right now because I've gotten such a big increase in my income. I've just been able to cash flow it. But that is that for those. And then we will come back into this binder here in a bit, but we'll keep pulling things. So we will go into my long-term sinking funds binder because we do have to pull some stuff from in here. So from car, I got an oil change and tire rotation, which was $130.59. I like to pull even amounts from my sinking funds, so we're going to pull out 150, and then this $19.41 that's left over is going to my cushion, which is what I kind of add all my variable expenses together to equal. So you can see here total, I was in the negative overall between those. And then the way we're going to get to a positive number down here is by adding in these amounts that I'm pulling out and extra in my sinking funds. So I don't know, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. This is another thing like that is a really big benefit to digital budgeting, is you can move these kinds of things around like this and cents and whatnot to kind of make things work in your budget a little bit easier, in my opinion. But so today what we are doing is just pulling 150 out of here. So I am not going to be able to change that like within this envelope. So what I'm going to do is pull out 200 and put back a 50. So Car still has 1,000, 250 in there. And then I'll mark this off here and erase this asterisk. That's just there to make sure to remind me to show you guys how that's going into my cushion. And then from in this binder, I do also have to pull from medical. So currently I'm pulling my health insurance premium from my medical sinking fund, but starting in 2024, it will be coming from my expenses, my fixed expenses. That is currently $30. So that's what we're pulling from here. So I'll have to do that in a 20 and 2 5s, and it still has 250 in medical. Then I'll cross that off here too. All right, and then we just have one sinking fund to pull from in my short-term sinking funds binder, and that is my Pamper sinking fund, because I finally got my regular massage. So that was $120.50, including tips. So again, I will be pulling out an additional $4.50 to go to my cushion to just make this an even 125 I'm pulling today. So we're pulling that 100, a 20, and a 5. And we now have 55 remaining in Pamper. All right. So that does it for the unstuffing today. Let me mark this off, and then we're going to count this cash here and make sure that we have that $1,093 that we should have here. So let's give this a count. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700, 750, 800, 820, 40, 60, 89, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1,020, 1,000, 30, 40, 1,045, 55, 65, 75, 1,075, 1,077, 79, 81, 83, 85, 87, 89, 91, 92, and 93. So we do have that $1,093 here. So now what we're going to do is add money back into my cushion, because technically with all of the adding we did in from our sinking funds here, I was actually over by $6.64. I'm going to round that up to $7 today because, yeah, just with the change that I get in my paychecks and whatnot, interest and stuff like that, that's just what I'm going to do. So we're going to go back here to cushion. All right, and we are going to add in a 5 and a 2. All right, and now cushion has 1, 2, 53, 20, 40, 60, 80, 94, 4, 10, or 5, 10, 15, 20, 22, 4, 6, 8, 430, 431, and 432 in cushion. The goal is to get to 500 in here by the end of this year, which we will definitely be doing. All right, and then we'll stay in this binder because we move on now to the stuffing. We'll be stuffing $688 today, and I'm just going to leave the change we have up here to use, and we'll just have to make the denominations we have work. I don't know exactly if that's how it's going to work in the future, but I'm pretty sure it should work out for us today. So that's what I'm going to try out today. And we're going to start. Oh, and I also just marked down here that I was adding that 7 to cushion, but we're going to start with my fixed expenses like always. So housing is for the money I pay my family that I stay with for my like rent and utilities for staying with them. That's getting $150 today. So we should be at 300, 1, 250, 300. Perfect. Student debt is getting 50 for my Sallie Mae loan. So it just now has 50. Insurance is getting 38 today, 20, 35, a 2 and a 1. So now it has 20, 35, 7 and 8. Memberships is getting 47, 42 for my yoga and 5 for gym for next month. So that's 20, 45, and 47. Okay, and now we have 20, 45, 55, 57. 57 in memberships. Phone bills getting a 20 today. And yes, I am kind of essentially ahead on my bills to where I just split them in half and stuff them every paycheck, and I'm able to have enough for each of them by the time they come due. And then last but not least, subscriptions is getting 8 today, 7 for my half, or this month's half of YouTube Premium, and then 1, do I have one more? Yes, 1 for my iCloud storage, so that now has 5, 10, 12, 14, and 15 in subscriptions. All right, and then just moving up to my variable expenses, we are giving 25 to gas this week because I just did my normal driving, but that will start getting more this month once I start traveling more for the holidays. Groceries is getting its normal 200, and spending is getting 200 again. So that's just again 2 $100 bills as well going into there. And then we took care of that cushion already. So that is everything we had to stuff today. And then just to double check myself here, we are going to check and make sure, just make sure I did everything right. I'm sure I did, but we unstuffed that 1,093 minus the 688. We just restuffed into our envelopes today. This amount we have up here should be 405 if I did everything correctly. So let's just check and see before we end the video today. All right, 100, 200, 220, 40, 60, 80, 300, 320, 35, 42, 4, 6, and 8. Oh my gosh, you guys. I just realized that I should have the amount I stuffed was 738, not 688. I forgot that I increased the amount spending was getting today from 150 to 200. So let's update that number here. Okay, so if I did everything correctly, we had the 1,093 minus the 738, and then I actually do, though, for this part, have to subtract the 7 as well because we did add that back in. So if I did everything correctly, this should be $348. And this is why I go back and check myself, guys, just to make sure everything is correct. All right, 348, hopefully. 1, 2, 220, 40, 60, 83, 320, 35, 40, 42, 4, 6, and 48. 348 is what we have right here to finish off today's video, which means I did everything correctly, both with my prop bills and digitally. All right. And sorry about, I mean, I love it personally, like the cozy vibe this lighting gives. I've just only been able to film lately around like 5 o'clock-ish. It's only 5 o'clock where I am right now. If that tells you anything. If you enjoyed this video, which I hope you did, please give it a like and comment down below, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I think we're almost at 350 subscribers, so please subscribe if you haven't already and you want to see more content like this from me. Let me know. Also, like I said, again, that feedback in the comments, if you have any particular thoughts about how you thought of this video, if you think this is something you'd like to do, like you'd like to see going forward or not. But with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and your week until I see you again for that stuffing of all my sinking funds and savings, which will be so exciting too. I feel like, I mean, I love stuffing videos in general, but I just really love anytime like you get to just stuff your sinking funds and savings. So I think that'll also be very fun to do. And this month is a magic month as well for me in December. So I'll also get a whole extra paycheck where I will have to stuff my variable expenses. And then I do have one fixed expense I have to stuff as well. But everything else for that third paycheck of December is going to sinking funds and savings, which is, it's going to be so exciting, you guys. Please stick around. Oh my gosh, I'm so rambly and chatty today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and your week until I see you again. And I will see you guys later.